In the Wwise application, I created a state group named Music State and two states named Music Calm and Music Intense. I'm using these two states to fade into additional loops in a music segment. Let's start the music and switch between these two states. In Godot we have a simple setup with a bank, the listener, and the AkEvent node. In the inspector of the AkEvent node we select the example music event and start the scene to hear the music. So how do we set the states created in the Wwise application? We can add the AkState node to the tree and enter the state group and state value in the inspector of this node. It's currently not possible to select the states from a drop-down list, so you will need to enter this manually for now. Let's enter the name of the group and the name of the state. And let's do the same for the other state, Music Calm. If we have the Wwise application opened in the background, we don't need to enter these values manually. We can open the WAPI picker and drag the states from the picker to the viewport, and the corresponding nodes will be created automatically. Now that we have the states, let's create a new node and add a script to the node. I will add a previously created empty script here. I will delete the ready function and use the input function from Godot instead. It's a built-in callback function from Godot, in which you can check if certain keys are being pressed, for example. It's similar to checking for input get key down in Unity if you are coming from there. I will check if you press the key number 1 on the keyboard and then reference the Music Intense node, checking if it's called like that, yes, and then simply call the setState function on the AkState node. I will do the same for the Music Calm state by checking if the key number 2 was pressed on the keyboard. Now we can start the scene and alternate between pressing 1 and 2 to change the states. Let's try it out. Pressing 1. Pressing 2. Pressing 1 again. And pressing 2 again. Instead of referencing the AkState nodes, we can also directly call the Wwise function setStateID and enter the converted state group and state value IDs as arguments in the function. Doing that will give you the same results. So why would you use the AkState node in the first place? Depending on your workflow, you can set the trigger on property of the AkState node to set the state when the node enters the tree, for example. In this case, you could add the node to a scene and add the scene to the tree and make the state changes happen automatically. This is something you have to try out on your own and explore in your game projects. That's it. You should be able to set states with Wwise in Godot now.